सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता
संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जग के देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को, राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को, राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर, शुभ संदेश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। सद्गुणों की साधना में ध्येय ज्योति नित जले। संग्राममय जीवन धर्म
वदनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र औ ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर पल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होता न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर गोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. It is pleasure to welcome you all in our interpretation session of chapter 1, last part. In this fast-paced world, it is blessing to take moment for ourselves to connect with our inner peace and soul. My deepest gratitude and pranam in the feet of Sri Hari and Param Pujya Acharya Sri Swami Sri Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj. On behalf of Geeta Pariwar, I Pranav Pancholi welcoming you in the first chapter, Vivechan in English. Let us take prayer first with calm minds and open hearts. I now invite Manjari Panse Didi from, from Thane to lead us in prayer. Welcome, Didi. She is from Thane and she is senior trainer. She has joined in 2020. Welcome, Didi.
शुरू करें। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण।
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Thank you very much. Now move on to the deep Prajvalan and lighting our Zoom room. I would like to welcome Arati B. Mehta from Gandhinagar. Welcome, Didi.
निषिद्धैरपि प्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Nice atmosphere. We are in positive mood. So here is great opportunity for those who miss Geeta Pariwar class to join, because class new batch is starting from tomorrow. If someone is missing, kindly tell them and inform to your near and dear, enrolled or registered since open. So register for your family members. Register.learngeeta.com. Class is starting from tomorrow. Thank you. Now it is most awaited part of the session is Vivechan, interpretation. For today's Vivechan, most senior and respectful Srimati Shraddha Raodeo ji Didi. Shraddha Raodeo ji, disciple of Param Pujya Swami ji, Govind Dev Giri ji Maharaj, and deeply committed to Geeta Parivar's mission. Blessed by Pujya Swami ji with the title of President of Geeta Parivar Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad, and actively serving in this role as a resident of Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. Associate with Geeta Parivar online Geeta classes since its second batch, August 2020. Trainer of the first ever jail class at Learngeeta, where inmates under her guidance memorized 12 chapters and successfully cleared Pathik exam by jail's Kedi. Laid the foundation of monitoring team at Learngeeta and led it over 2.5 years. Currently leading in literature publication proofreading team of Learngeeta for more than 13 languages. Also serving as a Vivechak online Geeta classes conducting weekly. Like today's interpretation sessions, offer seva in various department training, examinations, several other teams at Learngeeta. Teaching Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā to kids and working for Bal Sanskar Kendra. Imparting Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children for over a decade. Holds a BE Electronics postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. By profession, she is an engineer. In the past, worked as a mobile application developer and team lead for more than 13 years in the corporate sector. So I'm not wasting too much time. I'm welcoming senior trainer and most respectful Shraddha Raodeo Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Welcome, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam Bhaiya, thank you so much. Am I clearly audible? I just wanted somebody to confirm. Pranam Bhaiya, Kailash Bhaiya.
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you so much.
Go
Jai
ahead.
Shri Krishna, everybody. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Let us begin by praying to Param Pujya Gurudev and Shri Krishna himself, with whose blessings we all stand here to learn this beautiful chapter, understand the deeper meaning of the first chapter. Let us all begin. Hari Om. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniം Bhagavati Mashtadashaധ്യായിനിം अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणि ॐ श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ श्रीकृष्णाय नमः हरे नमः A very warm welcome to the session again, all of you. We are in the middle of this fourth chapter. Today we'll be completing all the shlokas of this Vivechana of fourth chapter. And we have so far seen some very important concepts about what was the entire process, how a very confident Arjun, a very confident Arjun who had full faith in all the actions that he was doing, somebody who had full faith on the decisions taken to go ahead and have a war. How is he gradually, we have seen how gradually his situation is changing from a confident Arjun to a person who is becoming feeble, who is becoming emotional, somebody who is gradually losing all the faith in the decisions that have been taken and is now in a state where he is not able to decide whether the final decision that has been taken to go ahead with the war is right or is it wrong. He is in the middle of this contemplation, but he doesn't believe that he is in middle of any contemplation. He has convinced himself. And at the shlokas that we are at right now, there, in fact, he is at a position where he is not just convinced, he is trying to convince Sri Krishna that this decision that we have taken is not right. This decision is not an uplifting decision. He is at a point where he is very convinced that whatever we are doing is not right. And now that he respects Sri Krishna, he is also trying to convince Sri Krishna that no, this is not right. What we are doing is we are actually organizing a big sin. We have organized a big camp to just perform sins, and this is really disturbing him. In this shrinkala, in this chain of beautiful shlokas, in which we have seen the turbulence in Arjun's mind, how his thought process has transcended from a confident Arjun to a very feeble Arjun. In this process, in this chain of shlokas, we had reached up till the 37th, 38th shloka, where we had seen that Shri Krishna is being addressed by Arjun with different names. We had seen how his the adjectives that he uses also go through a transition. We have seen that initially a confident Arjun, when he's saying take my chariot in between, and when as the clouds of confusion dawn upon him, he starts saying hey Madhusudana. He knew Madhusudana. We have seen how from the 35th, 36th, 37th shloka how the adjectives are different and how the things change. Hey Madhusudana, he is expressing his conviction, he is expressing strongly his conviction how I am not very convinced that I should be slaying all these people. He says, hey Madhusudana. Why Madhusudana? Because he in the 35th shlok Arjun addresses Bhagwan as Madhusudana because He has destroyed the demons, Madhu and Kaitab. So Madhusudana, he is the protector of adharma by killing the demons. So you are the one who can protect me from adharma. You have protected this world from demons who are doing the adharma. So you are the one who can protect me. So from that Madhusudana he starts, and then Janardana. This word Janardana, Jana Ardana, very beautiful adjective, which means Janan Pralaye Ardayati iti Janardanaha. That is the definition of Janardana. Janan Pralaye Ardayati means what? The one who protects, who takes care of all the people, and at the time of Pralay, he is also responsible for the destruction. So Bhagwan is untouched and beyond. He is beyond everything. You are the Karta, Dharta, everything of this entire world. The destruction and the nourishment of all people is dependent on you. So you have to protect us by doing what? Doing, making us follow the dharma. He says Madhava. Madhava, last time we were discussing, Ma means Lakshmi and Dhava means the husband of Ma Lakshmi. You are, and what is Lakshmi resembling? She also resembles prosperity. And in this Kurukshetra, we are standing here. You are the one who brings prosperity. You are the husband of somebody who brings prosperity to everybody. You are Madhava. You are very, very dear to us. You are the one who can, by all these, consecutively taking these adjectives, is resulting in what? That results, that is expressing what? His conviction and his faith towards Sri Krishna, that you are the protector of dharma. You cannot let me do adharma. By using all these adjectives, he is reassuring himself and trying to invoke that teacher within Sri Krishna, saying, you are the one who can protect me. Don't make me do sins. What kind of sin is Arjun talking about? What are the different sins is he referring to? He's all these by expressing that I don't want to go ahead with this. What are the different kind of sins that he's talking about, that we will be seeing? And he has already told that what is the situation of people in front of us. They are lobho pahat chetasa, yadyapyete na pashyanti lobho pahat chetasa, kulakshaya kritan doshan mitradrohe cha patakam. He's talking about the Kaurav clan, that they are not able to see. They are not able to see what with any sin in this act that we are doing. Why? Because they are blinded by greed. They are blinded. These people are sinners. Initially, we had seen in the last session, we had seen Arjun refers to them as what? Atataina. They are Atatain. They are the sinners. They are the sinners, but even if they are sinners, killing them is going to create a sin for us. It is going to be a papamay activity for us. Why? Because they are blinded by greed. But what about us? They are blinded by greed, and that is why they do not understand the disastrous consequences of destroying the entire lineage. Which lineage? The entire kul. Kulakshaya kritam dosham. Kulakshaya krita means what? The entire dosha, the consequences, the disastrous consequences, dosha of what? Kulakshaya. Kshaya means destruction. So the destruction of entire lineage is going to happen here. They are not able to see because they are blinded by greed. But what about us? We understand it. What about us? If we start from the 39th shlok, so what is he saying? They are sinners. They are the ones, the elder child. If there are two children and the elder one, is more mature, how he will look at an Ishwar? "Oh, chota hai." He is the younger one. He doesn't understand. The mother will say, "But you understand, isn't it?" Similarly, Arjun is taking that role of a understanding, mature child, and he says they are sinners. They are blinded by greed. But what about us? We can understand. Katannajniyam asmabhiv पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुं कुलक्षय कृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन कथं न ज्ञेयं. Don't we understand? See, there are always two categories amongst people. One is a sadachari person who is always ensuring that they do good deeds are happening from them. The other is a durachari, the people who do not care about good sins and worse behavior. They are fine with whatever they are convinced with. They are mostly driven by greed, mostly driven by ignorance. So they will always be very careful. The ones who are sadachari will always be careful that they will be able to see through all the karma. They will be able to see through what is in front of them, and in whatever is in front of me. What Arjun is saying, kulakshaya kritan dosham. The same thing what he has said earlier. See, repetition of a topic also explains his conviction, how badly he has managed to convince himself. Why this conviction has come, we had discussed in the first session, because this is all the training that he has got from Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra had sent a messenger explaining that, my children don't understand, but you are the good ones. You understand everything. So all that brainwash has been done by whom? Dhritarashtra, and that is exactly what Arjun is talking here, that they do not understand this dosh, but we are the better ones. We are the matured ones. We understand. Kathanajniyam asmabi. We understand. Prapashadbhir Janardana. Prapashadbhir Janardana. Prapashadbhir Janardana is Hey Janardana. You will be able to see because you are Janardana. You understand Papa Punya better than us. You understand everything better. So you will understand that Prapashya. Pasya means to see. Prapashya, prakarshena pasya. You see properly. You see properly what is the kulakshaya that is happening here. You see properly what is the kulakshaya happening here. You should be able to see this kulakshaya dosh, and you have to help us run away from this nivartitum. You have to turn us away from this particular dosh that is happening. So papat, you have to papa dasman nivartitum. You take us away from this. We should go away from this dosh of. Dosh means the sin of the sin of killing destroying the entire lineage. That he has started expressing, and still, Sri Krishna is not appearing convinced. It doesn't look like he's convinced. It looks like he's still thinking, "Oh, okay, go ahead. I am listening." Probably he's still in that mode. I am listening. You tell me. So, what Arjun starts telling? Okay, you are not convinced. You don't look convinced. Let me tell you what are the consequences of this kulakshaya. What are all the consequences? Let me tell you. Do you know what are the consequences? Because Sri Krishna is just standing there with folded eyes, listening, folded hands, listening. What all is he talking? Don't we know about all this? As saying, and then in real sense, he starts lecturing here about the kulakshaya. What is kulakshaya? The entire lineage when it gets destroyed. What are the consequences that a society tends to see? It's not that Sri Krishna doesn't know. Obviously, he knows. But Arjun is still trying to convince. Let me try to convince you that because all the other things were not, see, emotional thing didn't work. That I'm seeing Drona, Bhishma, Acharya, Matula, Bhratrun, all the brothers and all my relatives are there. This emotional excuses are not working. Then, okay, let me tell something better. Let me tell you about sins and pap and punya, all these things. That is also not working. You're not convinced, oh, this is a sin. Let me tell you about kulakshaya now. And Arjun starts saying, kulakshaye pradashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashti kulam kritsnam adharmo vibhavatyuta. What is he saying? What abhibhavati, what is happening here, what is going to happen? A lot of adharma is going to happen. Adharmo bhavatyuta. Indeed, adharma is happening. What type of adharma? The entire kul is getting destroyed. See, now if the entire kul gets destroyed, if lot of people, in a particular dynasty or in a particular family get destroyed, what happens? They the entire thought of good, dharma, adharma, hmm, all this gets destroyed. What is kula dharma? All the practices, all the rituals, all the different things that we have been practicing from many generations. That is Kula Dharma. All the pujas, all the rituals that we follow, that is Kula Dharma. And over generations, a dynasty accumulates lot of punya, and as a result of that punya, the entire generation, the future generations, they are uplifted and good souls come into existence in that dynasty. As a result, what happened? The society gets great people, and in general the entire society progresses. But in dynasties, when lot of people get um, destroyed, there becomes a natural tendency of the kula dharma getting destroyed. The remaining people, they naturally go in a downward direction of what? Adharma, in a downward direction of sin. They because when and this and not normally naturally only the thought of dharma deteriorates. We saw recently, even in corona, so many people lost the earning member of the family, and we saw so many, as the number of deaths started increasing, we saw a gradual rise in what? The number of sins, a gradual rise in the activities, the criminal, the bad activities towards children, and gradually we see what happens. The next generations suffer with adharma. Adharmo bhavatyata. This adharma starts increasing, and the thought of dharma, it gradually starts decreasing. It is decreased. The people do not realize the greatness, do not they underestimate the might of dharma, the might of righteousness, and predominantly adharma starts establishing itself. And the most affected with this are also Arjun says that the ladies in the family, they end up undergoing they undergo a lot of torment, torture, and they end up getting corrupted. अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसंकरः. This varna sankara happens. Sankara is basically a mixing of two different castes, two different types of two different types of prajatis, jatis. So all this will happen because now, if see, now this is a war. What is happening here? This when in a war, the now people who are going to come are not 75, 80, 85-year-old people. They are all going to be younger generation. Now, when this war had happened, even that 70, 80 years was considered young youth only. But in general, when it is the youth, what happens? The younger generation gets destroyed. It is not the older generation. It is not the very young generation. It is the adult generation that gets destroyed. And in this war, in this battle, in this big war that we are looking at, there is 18 Akshamani Sena, means there are too many Sainiks at stake, and in that all the males, all the adult males are here. If this war, we are going to go ahead with this war, imagine the number of widows that are going to come in the society. And then so such a high number of widows in the society is going to uh, uh, put the ladies also on a downward path of adharma. They are going to get corrupted, and they are going to suffer a lot. And because of their suffering, because they are also going to suffer, what happens? The caste, there is a mixture of the castes. We see now also, when in societies, even this, whatever Arjun is saying, you can also see that in the recent times, in the countries where the wars are going on for a long time, for many decades, countries which have been at war for a long time, see the state of those societies. See the state of those societies, and you will understand what is Arjun talking about. What are the consequences of the war that we see even today? We will not go into the details, but if you think a little bit more about this, you will see that whatever consequences here, these are not hypothetical consequences. He is not talking about hypothesis. We are seeing this just imagine some countries which are at war from a decade or so. What has happened? The countries which even in 1971 we had war, and the consequences of that war continued. We see the state of Bangladesh and other things happening around us. When we see the Arjun is talking about these consequences, that all the dynasties get wrong and adharma bhi bhavat, originating from adharma. What is originating from adharma? This entire sin, the entire legacy of all the ladies who were following dharmas, it gets spoiled, and there is what happens is Sankara, that is the mixture of different people. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pishtaro yesha lupta pindodaka kriya. Lupta kriya. Now, even in the successors that we have, when we talk about the future generation, when we say the future generation, what do we talk about? There are two types of future generations. One is a Kul Deepak, and another is a Kulagna. What is a Kul Deepak? Kul Deepak, we say, no, when a new child is born and we say, ये तो हमारे घर का कुल दीपक है, we have an expectation that he is going to bring good name to the dynasty. He is going to bring a good name to our family. Such a person is a Kul Deepak, who by the virtue of good actions, by the virtue of by virtuous deeds, he brings good name and fame to our country, our family, and eventually to the society and the country. And there is another category who is the Kulagna, the Pappu of the family, who is, no matter whatever they have accumulated, not only the wealth, from many generations, the wealth that is accumulated, the name that is accumulated, the power that is accumulated. When an unworthy successor comes, what happens? This all goes for a toss. So Shri Krishna, Arjun is talking here about Kulagna. So what happens as a result of the Sankara, the admixture of the widows with other people of other castes? What happens? The successors who come are not Kuldeepaks, but they are Kulagna. Kulagnanam kulasya cha. For the family, they become Kulagna. And what happens? Now, whatever good deeds we do, now we will see when the Shraddha Paksha comes. A Shraddha Paksha, when it comes, we see that we do lot of different rituals. For what? For the upliftment, for the liberation of our ancestors. Whatever we are offering to them, that becomes a path of liberation for the ancestors. So entire that Pitru Paksha is dedicated for these kind of rituals. Now, when Kula Sankara happens, the newer generation, they are not aware of all these rituals, and they are from a different caste, from a different category. They are not going to follow these rituals properly. So, what is going to happen? Lupta pindo udaka kriyaha, this pinda udaka kriyaha, whatever we do as a to liberate our ancestors, that is going to get looked. Our ancestors, not only of this, now he is not talking only about this world, he is saying even in the world after death, what is going to happen? This deprivation of these rituals is going to be a cause of distress for the ancestors who have passed away. So not only is this a cause of distress for the current world, it is going to cause lot of distress to whom? To our ancestors also. All these rituals are going to go. Our forefathers, patanti pitaro, yesha lupta pindodakakya, our forefathers are also going to suffer. See, all these excuses, all these explanation, he is giving advanced level excuses for not going at war. So not only that I am emotionally, but thinking, I am also thinking from the perspective of dharma. Shri Krishna, what we are doing is not right. Doshaire taik kulagnana varna sankara karakaihi उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः. This kula dharma, kula dharma is our eternal rituals that we should be following, which we are expected to follow, and which are uplifting, which is something we should dedicatedly follow. All this is going to suffer. Kulagnanam etai varna sankara karakaihi doshaihi शाश्वताः जाति धर्माः च कुल धर्माः उत्साद्यन्ते. Utsadyante means what? It is going to get completely destroyed. All this deeds, it is going to result in what? It is going to result in the entire downfall of what? Kula dharma. And why? Because of the varna sankara karakai, because of this mixture of jati dharma, because of now usually to carry forward the legacy of our culture, to carry forward the legacy, which kind of dharma? The shashvat dharma, the eternal dharma. From generations, what we are following in our culture, what is the rules that have, what are the rules that have been set by the society, for the society, by the Rishi Munis, that you marry in the same type of families, in the same type of families, with with the families of the similar background. So all the rituals stay, uh, stay, and not only they stay, they become better and better. But what will happen because of this admixture, because of this mixture of these religious rituals, what will happen? The Kula Dharma itself will get destroyed. And when such a Kula Dharma will get destroyed, ultimately the entire society goes for a downfall. And the downfall is going to be so horrible. What he is mentioning here, this is a downfall for the society. This is going to result in what? A complete hell for all of us. As a result of good deeds, we go where? We go to Swargalok. We go to better loks. But as a result of Papa, as a result of not following the rituals that are predominant in our society, in our family especially, if we do not follow the rituals of what we are supposed to be doing, the Navratri, the Shraddha Paksha, Ganapati Puja, all other things that are there in our family, if we fail to follow them, then we are also responsible for Papa, and accumulated sin leads us where? To hell, to Narakalok. That is what Arjun states further. What does he say? Utsanna kula dharmana manushana janardana narake niyatam vaso bhavati tyanushrumam. What will happen? Utsanna kula dharmanam. This is a phrase which is indicating what? It is an adjective for the people whose families religious practices are lost. So the people who have lost their rituals, who have completely who are not able to follow the rituals in their family, they are utsanna kula dharmanam. Such people, what is happening to them? Because they are not able to follow the rituals, because they are not able to follow their regular duties, what will happen to them? Narake aniyatam vasa. Aniyata means eternal, for an unknown period. We don't know how long we'll end up in Narak. You can't even imagine how long this Narak journey could be, because not only this birth, and again next birth I'm going to be born in the same family. We all take birth as groups, with our last wishes, we all are going to be reborn, and again we are going to be born in a similar kind of a society. Our sins are only going to increase, they are only going to get worsened, and as a result, narake aniyatam vasaha. So we will be dwelling in the narak, that is in the hell, for unlimited period, unknown period of time. Hmm. And he is now he knows that Sri Krishna is a learned fellow. So Now he is adding a disclaimer. Bhavati ityanushruma means what? I have heard this. Bhavati iti anushruma. Now he doesn't say this is my firm opinion, this is my opinion, Kula Dharma. After giving all that lecture, all of a sudden it seems as if he has realized, oh, I'm standing in front of Shri Krishna. So then he is putting the entire onus of this discussion on whom? On the elders. That I have heard this, Bhavati Tyanushruma. We have heard this from our elders, Bhavati Anushruma. Anushruma means we have heard this. So we have heard all this from our elders. So it is not just my opinion. This is what is the talk we have heard from our elders, that if we do not follow our Kula Dharma, if we fail to fulfill our responsibilities, our rituals, then we will land up in hell, and that will be an eternal journey in hell. This we have heard from our elders. So you can't blame me for all this talk. Very clearly, he's saying you cannot blame me for all this talk. This is what I have heard. Now, at least, if you are not convinced by what I am saying, at least listen to my elders. See the conviction in Arjun's talk. That okay, I am not able to convince. Let me. Oh, बच्चे बोलते हैं ना. See, if you tell that, the child says, "Mommy, I want a good quality pen." The mother says, "No, you have a pen for yourself." He says, "No, no, I need a better quality." Then the child mother will say, "No, that is okay. We'll buy it." No, no, the teacher has told. And then when the child says the teacher has told to get a better quality pen, the parents seem convinced. Okay, ठीक है, we'll get it tomorrow. So it is a way of negotiation. When you take the name of somebody else, you use that as a वशीला बोलते हैं. We call it a वशीला, like just this thing that the teacher has told, then the parents will get convinced. Okay, fine, we will get it. So like that, Arjun is saying, Bhavati Tyanushruma, okay, you don't agree with me, right? But this is what we have heard. So at least listen to the elders that, this is all this sin is going to be a downfall for us. This is going to result in eternal hell for us. Aho Batamahat Papam, all this narak, the stay in the narak, this is such a big sin. This is going to be such a big sin, and I don't want to do such sinful things. So he says, what are we doing? Hey Shri Krishna, what are we doing? Aho Batamahat Papam Kartum Vyavasita Vayam Yadraj Sukhalovena Hantum Svajana Mudyataha. But he's saying not a small thing, but mahat papam. Till now he was just saying kulakshaya, kula dharma, nashta, all these things. Now he says it is mahat pap, not even a small pap. It is a big sin, not a big sin, great sin. Mahat, great, greater than big. So bigger than big sin. It's a very big sin that we are doing. And if we are not doing it just like that, we are not doing it, out of ignorance. We have organized a huge sin. Kartum vyavasita vayam. We have prepared ourselves to commit a huge sin. Such strong words Arjun is used to here. Kartum vyavasita vayam. We are preparing ourselves for a very huge organized sin. We are preparing ourselves for a sin. And why? Rajya Sukhalobena, out of greed. For what? For the pleasures of a huge, beautiful kingdom. It's okay. He has already said, begging is better than, killing our own people for this kind of kingdom. Hmm? So he's saying for Rajya Sukhalobena, just for the greed and pleasures of the king, Hantum Swajanam Udyataha, we have prepared ourselves. Udyataha, we are going to just kill our own people. We are preparing ourselves. We preparing to kill our own people. Hantum Swajana, our own people. What? Only for this greed, only for the kingdom. He has completely forgotten all other activities of Duryodhana and his brothers. What all papa they have done, what all they have done towards Draupadi, what all they, for a moment he has forgotten all this. Why? This is again Remember that Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana is not the real. In the first session, we have heard that Dhritarashtra is the real Khalnayak, real villain of entire Mahabharata and not Duryodhana. Dhritarashtra has put the seeds of this entire thought process in Arjun's mind when he had sent his messenger, and he has put at that time, you will end up killing your own people. This is a great sin. All this has been told by Sanjay as a messenger. When he went, he has told all these things to the Pandavas, and it did have an impact also on the four Pandavas. But Sahadev was ready to go ahead and fight this war. We have seen this thing in detail in the first session. So, but as a result of all these things, this entire explanation that is coming in Arjun's mind is from where? It is from the teachings of Dhritarashtra. He has done this brainwashing that no, this is a big sin. The entire dynasty will get lost, and why only for a small kingdom? It is better to lose your own life. This is the message sent by Dhritarashtra for the Pandavas. Hmm? And in continuation, whatever he is saying, it is the message that has been sent by Dhritarashtra. He says, "Aho bata mahat papam." We are going to do this big sin only by kartum vyavasita vayam. We are doing this only out of greed, and we are going to end up killing our own people. This I cannot do. I will never do. So, and Dhritarashtra has taught that it's better to, uh, beg, better to, instead of doing all this, it is better to just beg. See, he is scared about what? He's scared about committing a crime. He's scared about doing papa. This is the most important thing about Arjun. Other than he is not, people might feel that he's scared because of only of this, but along with the emotional attachment, he was also worried that he is committing a crime by doing all this. And in his sorrow, he goes one last step extra. And what does he say? Yadimam apratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah धार्तराष्ट्रारणे हन्यस्तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्. Such a strong sentence. What does he say? Yadi mama pratikaram. If I don't resist this war, even if they are shastrapanaya, they are already having weapons in their hand. Shastrapanaya is what? Holding weapons in their hands. The pani means hand. Shastrapanaya means weapons in their hand. Chakrapani, we have heard this word. Chakrapani we use for whom? Vishnu Bhagwan. So Pani is hand. Chakra, the one who has a chakra, Sudarshan chakra in his hand, he is Vishnu. So Chakrapani. Now here he says the Shastrapanaya. They are the peoples who have weapons in their hand. And if I stand there, how? Ashastram, even without my weapons. If I go and stand in front of them without my weapons, and if they kill me, Dhartarashtrarane Hanyus, if they kill me in this battlefield, without me resisting them, without me taking care of, without me holding the weapons, also if I'm able to stand there, if I don't resist and I just stand there and they kill me, that would also be Kshematara. That will be far more better for me than fighting with them. So look at the level of brainwashing that is being done, and look at how Papa Bhiru this Arjun is. Because he said what? Kshemataram means that is far better, that is Shreyaskar, that is more beneficial, that is more better for me. All the time Arjun is thinking about what? About the what is right as a karma. He is evaluating. Instead of me going and hitting my elders and my relatives, it is better that I die. The materialistic things do not matter to him. He is worried about what? Dharma and adharma. He is worried about what? Whether he is committing a crime or not. See, and this is one quality of Arjun that we should all contemplate upon. Hmm? What is the practice that we usually follow? that if somebody is, doing dharma, we also do a lot of rituals, we also follow a lot of things for our dharma. How we do them, it is Ekadashi Vrat, and we eat. We know that, Nirjala Ekadashi, all other rituals, all other vrat that we do. There are two ways of doing that. One is to show others that you are dharmic and you are following. Another is just out of love for Sri Krishna that we will do, love for Parampita Paramatma that we will do. So one type of dharma is done to show others that I am following dharma. Dhritarashtra fell in that category. Outwardly, he used to show people that he's a very dharmic person. He used to talk to Vidur, hold, different sessions by great intellectuals in his court. Ask Vidur, we have seen the entire conversation of Vidur Niti that has happened between Dhritarashtra and Vidur. But this is to show others that I am at the core a very dharmic person, but my son doesn't listen to me. But internally, he is fueling what adharma in Duryodhan. That is one way of showing that you are a follower of dharma. The another way of following dharma is that I am following dharma because I have full faith in my dharma. I have full faith in good deeds. I have full faith in the act of doing punya, which Arjun has. For such a people who follow dharma out of sheer love for God, people who follow dharma out of sheer love for their dharma, sheer devotion towards dharma, they will not do adharma even if nobody is watching. Hmm? So if person is doing Nirjala Ekadashi and in front of other people, they will say, okay, I am upas, 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 now I am doing. But the moment nobody is saying, Are, thoda pani pee liya, nobody is watching. Hmm? So such a vrat, he is not in that category. Some people will say, okay, today is vrat from morning to evening, 1 kg sabudana and all that is being eaten. Then that kind of vrat is not helpful. It's also okay to begin with, but this show off of dharma should not be there. Somebody who has full faith in dharma will follow the dharma from within. They will not follow just for the sake or for the show of dharma. And Arjun has deep faith in dharma. He also realizes one thing that Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, that why this Arjun is so Papa Bhiru, because he has Shri Krishna by his side. Hmm? He is he has become very feeble. Why? Because he is worried that uh, he might lose the punya out of which he has got the company of Shri Krishna. We all are learning Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Why? Because of some punya that has accumulated in the past, and because of that punya, we all have landed up in Learngeeta, and we are got the great fortune to touch this Bhagavad Gita, to be able to read this Bhagavad Gita. This is a karma that we have got owing to our past good deeds. And imagine how much punya this Arjun must have had, that he was the most favorite of Sri Krishna. He was dearer to Sri Krishna than the Gopikas also. He is dearer to Sri Krishna than anything else. When Sri Krishna was leaving this Mrityulok, he has remembered Arjun. That is the love Sri Krishna had for Arjun. And Arjun knows that Sri Krishna loves me. Why? It is because of my good deeds. And now, if I end up committing a crime, what will happen? My kulakshaya will happen. Means my good deeds will be destroyed. And if my good deeds are destroyed, I might lose Sri Krishna. This meaning comes from Jnaneshwari, that this Bhagavad Prem that I have got, Bhagavad Prem, the love of Sri Krishna that I have got, that will go if I do crime. Why we should be Papa Bhiru? For this one reason. We are also favorites of Sri Krishna. And that is why he has brought us close to Bhagavad Gita. What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is Vangmay Roop of Sri Krishna. He himself has said that Gita is his Vangmay Sarup. Means what? He in the form of speech. Vangmay means speech. If Sri Krishna can take any form. He Parampita Paramatma, he can take any form. He has taken the form of Sri Krishna. In the form of vibhutis, different vibhutis, you will see he is existing everywhere. And in the form of speech, in the form of Vani, he is present in this Bhagavad Gita. And we are able to touch it. We are actually so close to the Vangmaya Rupa of Sri Krishna. That is because of our good deeds. And he is so close to Sri Krishna, he is afraid I might lose my punya. Because of which, and Arjun's punya was not only up till this, he has been to Swargalok, he has had the darshan of all the gods, Indra Dev, Indra Bhagwan himself. Bhagwan Mahadev has given Sakshat darshan to Arjun. And this Arjun is fearing, and that is why he is Papa Bhiru. So he is not just crying, it is not just worthless lament. The lament is very, very logical. We have seen the lament is not only logical, the lament is for preventing adharma. And in this lament, what does he do? Sanjaya Uvacha, because he is doing now, he has stopped saying, he has given all this explanation, cried his heart out. This fear has brought out tears in him, and he is not able to talk. He's holding his head, and a complete fever of not being able to pursue this war has gripped Arjun. And what does he do? Sanjay describes it for us. For us, Eva Muktvarjuna Stanke Rathopasthau Pavishat Visrajya Sasharain Chapam Shoka Samvigna Manasaha. What has happened to him? He is a mighty warrior. And after giving all this lecture, after giving all this explanation, after explaining Sri Krishna profoundly that this is sin and I don't want to do any kind of sin in my life, after profoundly, with full conviction, explaining it to Sri Krishna that I don't want to go ahead with any sinful behavior, what he is doing, he is leaving all his Shastra, Astra, Rathopastahu Pavishat. He went and sat on the backside of the chariot, Visrishish Sachanai Chapam. The arrow, now he was first what he had seen. Let me see. Kair Mayasa Yodhavyam. Who all have come to have a fight with me? Who all have come to win over me? So he has Dhanush and Ban is already there. Sacharai means with the arrows. Chapam is the Dhanush, the bow. So Visraj, keeping aside his bow and arrow, he is sitting down, Shoka Samvigna Manasaha, with a mind completely drenched in sorrow. In a mind completely distressed with sorrow, he is sitting behind. Who is sitting behind? The greatest warrior of that time is sitting in a distressed situation. The greatest warrior, the person who has never lost a single battle. The only battle that Arjun has ever lost is the battle with whom? Bhagwan Mahadev. And that is the only battle he has ever lost. And that too ended up with what? With blessings from Bhagwan Mahadev. So he is the warrior of that caliber. That warrior has sat down in sorrow and distress. A warrior who was considered worthy of being fought with by Bhagwan Shankar himself is losing all his heart and sitting at the back of the chariot, Visrujjasashirain Chapan, leaving all this. Agreed that the greatest warrior is at sorrow. I agree that the greatest warrior is crying. He is pained, he is sorrow, he is lamenting. But still his lament, his vishad is yoga. Why is it yoga? If we will also cry whole day. There are some people who periodically they keep crying. Today maid has not come, cry. Children not listening, cry. Or boss not listening, cry. Officer not listening, cry. So many things are happening. We also cry. But our Vishad is Vishad and his Vishad is Arjuna Vishad. Yoga. Why yoga? Yoga is something that connects you with the Paramatma, which connects our Atma to the Paramatma. His sorrow has connected not just him, but the entire all the bhakta to the Parampita Paramatma. His lament has resulted in what? In a great advice from Sri Krishna, which has become a means to for all the people to connect with whom? With Parampita Paramatma. It has become a means for us to connect with Parampita Paramatma, and that is why his Vishad is yoga. His cry is for dharma because of his strong conviction in dharma, because of his strong will to follow dharma. His uh, sorrow, his lament has become a yoga. So, if you want to cry, cry for dharma, cry for your Sanatan Dharma. If you have a lament, see the state of the society, lament and feel, have that conviction to do something for that, then your Vishad will also be a yoga. Our Vishad for our personal greed, for our personal ignorance, for our personal, that can never become yoga. So, lament is also capable of taking you on a progressive path if it is capable of becoming yoga. Is it possible in Kali Yuga? Do you know anybody who has done this kind of lament? Yes, we know. We have all heard about Samartha Ramdas Swami. How was his lament? When the name of Samartha Ramdas Swami, when he was a small child, was Narayan. And this Narayan, one day that the situation at that time in the society was very bad. The Mughals had, created lot of distress in the society. The women were undergoing lot of crimes. The society was being the society was being looted. The temples were being broken. The state of the society was pathetic, and the people were just watching. People who were capable of fighting were only watching. They were more in number, but yet not able to resist this entire atyachar, resist this entire fight. And when the small child Narayan, 8-year-old he was at that time, he saw all this. One day he went on the terrace and started crying. His mother went there and she asked, "Hey, Narayan, what happened? Why are you crying?" He's a small child. The mother felt maybe he wants something. And this Narayan was crying but very badly. And he said, "Ai chinta karto Vishwachi." My mother, I am crying because I am worried about this world. A small 8-year-old child is crying for what? That what is the situation of this society? The situation of this society is so pathetic that I am not, that this is making me cry. He's not crying for his own pain. He's not crying because he has lost some toy. He's not crying because he wants some toys. He's crying because he's seeing this pathetic state of the society. And that is the kind of cry we should be having. If your sorrow, if your lament is for the cause of your dharma, if your lament is for the society, if it is in any way is going to connect you with the Parampita Paramatma, then that Vishad, that sorrow will also become Vishada Yoga. So this entire chapter, it is all about Arjun's lament, agreed. But his lament is not any ordinary lament. It is an extraordinary lament which has connected us to Parampita Paramatma. If at all you have to have any shok in your mind, if you ever become shok samvigna manasa, at least ensure that that shok is something that will bring, in some way, connect you to the Parampita Paramatma. And that is why this entire adhyaya is known as what? Arjuna Vishad Yoga. His lament also became a yoga. That is the might of Arjun. And that in the next chapter we will see how it takes us on the uplifting journey of knowing the greatest secret of the universe from the mukh of Sri Krishna, from the mouth of Parampita Paramatma himself, that we see from the second chapter onwards. With this, we come to the end of this beautiful chapter called Arjuna Vishada Yoga, which has lot of teachings. If introspected in depth, it has lot of teachings for us. As introspection of our own lament, it gives us a message about introspection of our own lament also. With that, we come to the conclusion. Om Tat Saditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyāyai योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे अर्जुनविषादयोगो नाम प्रथमोऽध्यायः. With this, let us all together offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev, with whose blessings we are in this Learngeeta.com and exploring all these beautiful shlokas. Let us all offer this discourse together. Om Shri Krishna Pranamastu. Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Tat Sat. Thank you all for the patient listening. May we all be blessed with the vibes of Arjun, the character of Arjun, and become favorites of Shri Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you very much, Didi. You have nicely explained the Arjuna Visad Yoga. As all we are in state of Arjuna, and Arjuna is in depression, and Lord Shri Krishna take out from the depression, and Lord Krishna is the world ever first psychiatrist. So nicely explained, Didi. Now move on to question and answer. But before, I would like to tell you all sadhaks, new album batches start from tomorrow, and those who miss, tell them registered on learngeeta.com, so they will take chance for L1 new batches, 42nd new batches from tomorrow. So please tell them. And now move on. Can we start, Didi? Question
Yes,
and answer session.
absolutely. Yes.
So please raise your hand. And Sai Prasad, please unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna, Bhaiya. Pranam. Am I still audible? Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Here, our Arjuna, he has been explaining about the kulakshaya consequences of that Dwapara Yuga time, and he clearly says he has not referred any textual. He says that what is that Bhavatityama Shushruma and some other place Adharmobi Bhavatyuta. That means all here says preachings. He is referring in his fears. For this, consequentially, what I understand is the war has happened despite this. That means Lord Krishna has not agreed to these notions of Arjuna, that this Lupta Pindodaka Kriya, all these fears of the consequences of war, it may not be true, because the war has happened as per God's wish. Am I correct?
No, what is happening? These consequences are not imaginary. These are real. And not only for the Dwapar Yuga, these are very much going to happen in Kali Yuga also. Kali Yuga also, if we go for a war and if you see the war is happening in any country for a long time, this is going to happen. The war is happening, but this war is inevitable because a lot of effort has already been put in to prevent the war. 13 years of we all know that the 12 years of Vanvas, 1 year of Yajnatvas. Then Shri Krishna himself has gone as a Shanti Doot. So Shri Krishna also tried a lot to prevent this war. Not only Shri Krishna, Bhagwan Veda Vyas himself went to Dhritarashtra, said the war is starting tomorrow. Dhritarashtra, stop it. Don't see your own children getting slayed in the war. This will you will lose your entire dynasty. Bhagwan Vedavyasji also, just a day before the war, also has tried his last effort. Ki mat karo ye. Don't let this happen. You are capable. Shri Krishna has very clearly told Dhritarashtra, there are only two people who can stop this war. One is you and one is me. You control your children, I will control the Pandavas, and this war can stop. So a lot of effort Shri Krishna has put into preventing this war. But it could not be prevented because Dhritarashtra didn't take ample efforts to prevent this war. And this has happened. So at the mool of this war is not Shri Krishna. At the mool of this war is Dhritarashtra. And because he failed to understand, he could not make his children understand, the war became inevitable. It is not the will of no, Krishna ji is Parampita Paramatma. He would never want people to go at war. He would never want unnecessary destruction in the world that he has created. But when characters like Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana are there, Shakuni are there, then the war becomes inevitable because injustice also cannot prevail. Okay.
Didi, in that case, other
Hmm.
than war, in big famines, floods, other
Hmm.
than war, there are so many situations like big disease outbreak. There is
Yes.
also kulakshaya. Whether this happens, this mishap will happen in those cases
Yes.
also, which are not
You
man-made.
know, it can happen, but there it won't be. See, this kulakshaya, what is being spoken about, this is when only the males of the family are getting destroyed. All because at the war, the females are not going. So this is a worst type of destroy. There also it happens, but there also the kulakshaya is going to happen, but the intensity will be a little lesser than what happens in the war. Okay, because also it is also originating, that is originating out of nisarga, that is a little less devious. But this kulakshaya is originating, see, there is a word adharma bhavat, it is originating from adharma. Because it is originating from adharma, the kulakshaya that is happening and all other things that are happening, it is going to result in further adharma. Only the in Swamiji's words, I will say here that dharma hi shithil ho jata hai. In this cases, in situations like that, in the situations in the countries where the wars happen, the dharma only loses its standing, and that is why it becomes more devious. Okay.
But whether Lord Bhagavan has clearly answered to this query, Didi, in subsequent chapters, because I have not gone through the remaining chapters.
Yes,
Whether
Bhagwan has very clearly answered this query because the fear is primary of adharma. How the act of killing your people whom you are seeing as swajana is not a matter of is not a matter of choice, but a matter of your dharma is what Shri Krishna has explained in all the other chapters. And in that, what he has explained, swadharme, that by killing the Atataim, it is not actually a dharma. All these things are going to come in the further chapters. But the explanation is right from the depth. From it is not just upar ka explanation that this is this is that. He has explained the very essence of karma, the very essence of dharma, the very essence of For instance, I'll just tell you with an example of what why how many people come up with this, that the basic question is not answered because we are not able to think in depth. If somebody who is a knower of classical music, very deep classical music knowledge he has, such a person can sing any kind of light song, folk song, everything very nicely, isn't it? But somebody who has knowledge only of learning the folk songs and only basic music, that person can't sing very difficult ragas of classical music, right? So somebody who has a very superficial knowledge will not be able to solve deep questions. What Sri Krishna does, he gives the in-depth knowledge. Then these superficial questions, they lose their importance. A person who is a great singer, Lata Mangeshkar ji, you tell her any kind of song she can sing because she has a perfect pakad on all the notes. Similarly, he gives him such intense knowledge, hmm, that Swamiji says he gives intravenous injection. One is giving medicine. Another thing to give is intravenous injections. So he gives that intense knowledge that all these questions become very, very subtle. ये सारा fade हो जाता है. The question only becomes like, oh, we are clearly able to distinguish between dharma and adharma. We are clearly able to understand what is our karma. We are clearly able to see the origin and the destruction of this whole. We are clearly able to see who is Paramatma. All that in depth knowledge Sri Krishna gives, after which Arjun becomes Nisanshaya. All his doubts get cleared. Okay, and
Didi,
Arjun himself in the 18th chapter says that all my doubts are cleared now. Okay.
but even Didi, this I don't know, this Vaidika karma, this Pindodaka Kriya, should be eternal. But the children who has to offer the pindas to their departed ancestors, they may not live eternally, na? They live for a few more years, and even those living of their few more years, they will be bedridden for majority of their life. They cannot even sit and do. Then what happens to? Of course, it is not a proper platform to question this,
Yeah.
because it is a Vedic
And more
karma.
than a platform, I am not a proper person to answer this, but because it comes from our Vedas, because it comes from a scripture, which is much more authentic, I think there is definitely a lot of science that goes around all the scriptures that we have been advised to follow. So you can ask some
Thank
more
you.
people about this.
Thank you, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Adarsh
Others,
Bhaiya.
Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Bhaiya.
Like from this chapter, we have to move to third chapter instead of second chapter
Mm.
in terms of
Now,
learning
yes, this is a very good question. Somebody has also put it on the chat. So, basically, how is this entire Bhagavad Gita shaped up? We, by knowing the Arjun Vishada Yoga, we know the summary of Mahabharata. We know the root cause why Bhagavad Gita has originated. Now, what is second chapter? Second chapter is like a prastavna, an index. What all am I going to tell you? So it is the second chapter is primarily into three, four parts. The first Karma Yoga, then Atma. The first thing that he tells about is the Atma. What is the what is the Atma or that Sanatan Atma. Then he talks about the Karma Yoga, and then towards the end about the Sita Pragyata. All these things he has told. So this is a very brief introduction into what happens. But he's after knowing that in short that this is the whole context, Arjun has lot of doubt and then starts the detailing of each subject. Instead of just if somebody, and second chapter is extremely big. Now, why we don't introduce in the level 3 itself the second chapter immediately after the first chapter? One, because it is very, very comprehensive. The topics of the second chapter are uh, it is like I told you the index of the entire Bhagavad Gita that आगे ये चीज आने वाला है. So he's slowly shown the direction in which it is going to go. Now we are skipping that for two reasons. One, it is very long chapter. If we start a chapter of 72 shlokas, many people might not be able to complete it. So first we complete everything, and then we are focusing on the third chapter onwards because it is the karma yoga most relevant to us, right? So this because of its relevance and also because of the length, we are starting with the third chapter, and where every piece is in detail. And after knowing every these small pieces in detail comprehensively, it becomes easier to understand the second chapter, because now you understand every term in the second chapter that is going to be introduced in second chapter. You will be aware of those terms, and that is why it becomes more comprehensible in the
So
fourth
second
level.
chapter is named as Sankhya Yoga.
Second chapter is Sankhya
What
Yoga
is
that
the what do we actually mean by the word Sankhya?
that we will see in the fourth level. But Sankhya basically means the right intellect,
Right.
the buddhi. Okay, but it has lot of other meanings. It's a very deep word in itself. You can see that from the second chapter. See, Poonam Didi, Jai Shri Krishna, pranam to you.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी
Jai Shri Krishna.
नाइस एक्सप्लेनेशन बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेनेशन था बट
Some-
मेरे पास आई हैव द टू क्वेश्चंस द फर्स्ट वन इज व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ पाप भीरू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन इन ब्रीफ आई एम नॉट क्लियर अबाउट दिस वर्ड एंड वन मोर द क्वेश्चन आई विल टेल
Papa, what word you
पाप
said?
भीरू
Papa
Papa
Bhiru.
Bhiru.
Papa Bhiru means somebody who is afraid of doing sins. Bhiru मतलब डरने वाला. Papa means पाप से डरने वाला. Papa Bhiru means पाप से डरने वाला. Somebody who is afraid of committing sins. That is Papa Bhiru.
Now this is the second question is before this Mahabharata Yuddha, Arjun has fought so many battles. तो उसमें उसको किसी भी स्त्री के वंश अंतर होने की चिंता नहीं हुई खाली यहीं पे चिंता हुई उनको देयर आर सो मैनी क्योंकि उनका नाम ही धनंजय इसलिए रखा गया क्योंकि उन्होंने युद्ध से इतने सारा धन अर्जित किया है
Very nice question, Poonam Didi. But in those wars, he was not expected to kill others. In the previous wars that he has done, like the one with Chitrarath, we also know about other. He has not killed those kings. If it was a Durjan only, he has killed them. But basically, it was not a do or die war. In the wars that he has had, he won the war with Chitraratha. For an example, I'm telling you the war that he had with the Gandhar with Chitrarath. What did he do after he saw that Chitrarath is losing the war? He said, "Okay, uh, fine now, let us stop." Chitraratha admitted that, you can take away my kingdom, you can do this. He said, no, it's fine, you are a good warrior. He was not a revengeful warrior. He was a great warrior. He has defeated everybody, but he was never a revengeful warrior. When we see the war that he had with Uttar, when Kauravas had attacked Virat kingdom,
Yeah.
and now he went with this Prince Uttar. There also he defeated. He could have killed Duryodhana and Karna then and there itself, right? But he didn't do that. There he knew, अरे नहीं, इनसे बात करेंगे. There was a scope that, okay, let this war get over. Let me just make them unconscious. That was never a revengeful war. But the war that we are standing in now, here there was no scope of excusing the opposite party. Here he had to kill, and this time not just this. He had to kill even Bhishma Pitama. He has to kill even Dronacharya, from whom he has acquired all the knowledge. Kill Dronacharya, kill Bhishma Pitama, to whom he owes his entire life. So this was a more decisive war. वहाँ कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं था मारने के अलावा. बाकियों में ऑप्शन था.
Okay. ठीक है, थैंक
जी, जय श्री-
Devarajan Subramanian ji,
प्रणाम to you, Devraj Bhaiya. Please unmute.
please unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna ji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Some thoughts come to my mind. They may not be taken as questions. They may be taken as comments, and then you can probably have your views on them. First thing is, we are trying to make this conflict situation as a war situation. This war situation happens every day, every place, and this thing. Only thing is, we don't recognize it of this magnitude that we are talking about. Even in families, when there is a conflict coming up, probably when we want to take side, we may not be able to. So we are looking for a Krishna to come and guide us which side to take, which is dharma, which is adharma, and sort of thing. And fortunately for Arjun, he had a Krishna Bhagwan as his Sarthi, and he was giving him guidance. To me, it looks like Bhagwan stays in our heart and he guides us. He runs our chariot. And if we approach him with our questions, he will answer those questions.
Absolutely. There is no doubt about it. We are in a constant conflicting situation, right? Krishna is there with us right now, right? He is there in the form of this Bhagavad Gita. That is also correct. So let us all pursue the path of Bhagavad Gita and follow the path of Dharma. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes.
Pranam to you. Jai Shri Krishna. Vikrant Bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam to you.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
I have a question that is not related to this specific chapter. Can I ask that?
I don't know whether I'll be able to answer, but let's see.
So, it might be very easy for you to answer
No,
actually.
I might just not be able to. Or let's see.
So what has been happening with me is from past few days I've been trying to integrate Bhagavad Gita into my life. Like I re-listened to the Vivechan sessions from the 12th chapter and have been trying to, maintain the 39 qualities of the Bhakta by myself. But doing so myself, I don't know what is right and what is wrong. And I remember listening in one Vivechan session that we need a guru to guide us, and my question was, is it compulsory to have a guru? Like, can't we, like,
The might
without a
of
guru,
Guru.
can we
No, the
progress
might
or
of
not?
Guru, I will tell you. Very, very nice question. See, basically, it is a first thing we should always be on a path of dharma. And when our good deeds, when our punya is good enough, and when the time is right for us, the guru will automatically come in our life, and we will be blessed with the guru. And why is guru important? I is what Swamiji tells. That only I will tell you. We are crossing. If you are traveling, there are. If I have to travel from say Bhagyanagar to Rishikesh, there are different ways. I can go by car. I can travel by train, or I can take a flight. So Guru is that flight. So by following the scriptures, by trying on your own, we can continue this journey. This journey is still uplifting. It is always going to take you on the direction where we are. But Guru is like that jet plane. When once if you're getting that savari of jet plane, once you are able to take that, then it adds to the speed with which we are going. Without that also, it is possible. You can cross a river by swimming, or you can cross by sitting on the boat. So that guru is that boat which
So
is going to help us cross. And how to get that Guruji? That will come. He will come in your life. Whatever you are destined to get, you will get. And but you have to continue in a journey. Don't fall for any any you can understand what I'm trying to say. Do not fall for any false gurus. Wait for the right one. How should a guru be? Somebody who himself follows a Vedic dincharya, who has that lineage of gurus, who comes from that guru dynasty. Okay, somebody who has a lineage, like how our Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, Param Puja Guru Dev is from a lineage of the Guru, Jnaneshwar Maharaj. They have a lineage. So somebody who follows that Vedic lifestyle, has studied the Vedas, who has that kind of knowledge, that kind of person who is eligible to be a guru, to be called a guru. Wait for the right guru, and in your prayers of through Bhagavad Gita and whatever we are doing, try to just pray to God that give me that direction. And that the first thing that you mentioned about trying to get Bhagavad Gita in life, that is a very beautiful direction you have chosen for yourself. Have the right patience to keep inculcating. This is not a destination that I want to get Bhagavad Gita in my life. It is a journey. So it is like just the ahar. Every day we have to eat to sustain our life. Every day we have to do little bit of Adi Shankaracharya said, Bhagavad Gita, Kinchit Adhita. Little we have to take every day. Little dose of Bhagavad Gita has to be taken every day till the end of your life. So continue this path. That is a very good thing that you are doing. Lots of best wishes to you for that, and best wishes for getting the Guru also.
So I was thinking that I should like continue it, but while doing so, I also need to actively search for a guru. Do I not
Don't
need to
search.
do that?
Let it happen naturally. Sometimes what happens when you are not searching, the thing comes to you faster. कोई चीज को बहुत पीछे पड़ते हैं ना, तो वो ज्यादा दूर भागती है. You do your dincharya, you follow your things, and automatically the karma keeps cleansing itself, and the guru will appear in front of us.
Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. Have faith and till then, till you see a personified guru in front of you, till then, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. He is the Jagat Guru. So anybody who ever has a doubt about not having a guru or having a guru and all that, till then, why worry? We have Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru. Then Krishna ji to har jagah hai hi, sarvatra sarvada. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna.
Panditji.
Pranam.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi or Bhaiya.
Krishna. Yeah.
My question is that just 2 questions back that Didi was asked that in earlier battle Arjun had simply defeated them, but in this Mahabharat Arjun killed all the Kauravas. So
Arjun, actually the Pandavas killed all the Kauravas. Everybody was not killed.
Arjun, Pandava killed all the Kauravas. So my question is, Didi, is that in place of killing, they could have made them captive also.
And what would have happened by captivating them?
So
छूट ही
the,
जाते
my,
ना
my
मतलब.
so that is
Captivating would have resulted in more clash, isn't it?
okay.
It could, and
So
we have to also see that if these things would have worked, Bhishma Pitama, Sri Krishna, they would have already, done all these things. What has Duryodhan said? I will not give even the सुई की
the
नोक
single that
भी
हाँ
नहीं
नो
दूंगा.
बराबर जमीन भी नहीं देंगे
हाँ,
जी
उतनी
दीदी.
भी जमीन नहीं दूंगा. And you
Yes.
see the amount of army he has had. 7 Akshavani versus the 11 Akshavani. If at the
Yes.
day of the war, if Bhagwan Veda Vyasji would have said, नहीं, war, नहीं, let us do majority wins. तो गए थे पांडव तो वहां पे. So that is the kind of, see, normally, maximum people just, go by जिसके पास power है, they will just agree with it. All these options, if they had been there, then the learned people like Bhishma Pitama, Vidurji, Sanjay, Shri Krishna, Pandavas themselves, Yudhishthir himself was such a dharmamay person, Kunti Mata, they could have really done that. All King Drupad, all these people are great personalities. It's not just one or two we are talking about. इतने सारे लोग थे. If captivating or and captivating and doing what? It is worse than death. Keeping your own people in a captive situation, that is even worse than death. उनको डाल के prison में डालो, इससे अच्छा तो.
And my understanding also, Didi, can I add that to wipe all the evils, for, for that they were required to kill. To wipe out all the evils that Kaurva was having, for doing that part, killing was necessary.
You are talking like this modern day writers, that वो रहते हैं ना, who say why non-violence वाले. If it was not necessary, would he have done it? Is my question to you. If there was some other option, we see how great character Arjun has. We all know, no need to talk about Sri Krishna. If there was an option, my question to you is, do you think they would have done it? If there was an option, करते ना वो.
Yes, sir. Okay. जय श्री कृष्ण, जय श्री कृष्ण.
Somebody who is saying it, तो मेरे स्वजन है, मुझे उनको मारना ही नहीं है. A person like that, he's left with no option. क्या करेंगे?
क्या करें? Yes.
जय श्री कृष्ण. संजय भैया प्रणाम.
Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
Madam, we say Arjuna in English and Arjun in Hindi.
It is Arjun only. Arjuna वो हो गया है. It is Aprabansh
Actually,
coming
it's a
from
proper
English.
noun. It should be Arjuna in all
It
the
should
languages.
be Arjun. Arjuna. No complete. Not even Arjun. Arjuna.
Arjuna. In the same way, we have changed the word
Now
yoga.
what happens? Because to complete that n sound, we add a because the a vowel is there. Otherwise, a with a dash on it should make it Arjuna. Then it would have been Arjuna. But now, because there is no dash on that a, it is Arjuna. The complete na, the a is added to make clear that a sound is complete and not Arjun. Other English spellings, we can just excuse them because it is not their native.
Actually, in the same way, we have converted yoga to yoga.
Yoga is the right word.
Yoga is the right word. But yoga has become a fashion everywhere.
Now everybody says yoga. But actually it is yoga.
Yoga. Yeah, yes. Arjuna.
Very clearly.
Yeah.
Very clearly, everybody should know, and especially see people in foreign, international people saying yoga, Arjuna, all that is fine. But people of Bharatiya Mool should always say yoga, Arjuna. Okay.
Jai Shri
Krishna.
So someone asking is Mahabharata is a dharma yuddha?
Absolutely, it is a dharma yuddha. Absolutely. Clearly, very clearly, it is a dharma yuddha.
So I think everyone's questions over. Sanjay Bhaiya, you want to ask?
Sanjay Bhaiya still has some doubt. something to say.
Ma'am, one
Jai
more
Shri Krishna.
suggestion is there from my side. Whenever as a sadhak we start our video, some sadhak I see they are doing some other work while listening vivation. Actually, such things can be avoided if possible. Some member I see they are having tea, etc. while listening vivachana. Some doing other kitchen
It's
work.
okay, we can ignore them
Nini,
because it is a 1.5 hour session. Imagine my position, they're having tea, I can't, but it's okay.
Nani,
We can
for
ignore
correct,
that.
for sadhak, when we are
That's all.
listening such a good thing, we should
Yeah,
avoid such thing as a
we
sadhak.
should.
We just I want to convey through this medium.
Very true.
Rest is
But
their
you know
personal
that
choice.
in Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna has said, "Yathe ichchasi tatha kuru." I think people take it very seriously. They do what they want. So everybody knows what has to be done, but they follow. It's okay. I just decide to ignore. I think that is in our best interest that we ignore. So
Very much
yathe
true.
Ji, ji. It's okay, I think. But yeah, it is best avoided. I agree with that. And our techs also take care that, if anything is worrying, then they also turn off the camera. But I also see a lot of people, they listen with so much sincerity. When we see with video on, somebody sitting and listening for 1 hour, really, they are everybody present in the meeting is an inspiration for the Vivechaks to talk about Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. It is beyond my capacity, but because of the sadhaks who are coming in such huge numbers and listening so dedicatedly, you are the real inspiration behind all this discussion. So really thankful to everybody who takes out time to listen to the Vivechans.
Thank you very much, Didi. Thank you. Lots. And thank you very much, all you. Without you, this event can't be succeed. So thank you very much. You, our backend team, our tech team. Thank you very much. Now we are going to closing these sessions. Before that, I would like to invite for prayer Rosni Sahu Didi. Rosni Sahu ji from Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur. She is a trainer and she has joined September 2021 and she is doing Seva in Geeta Pariwar since long time. So I would like to welcome once again Rosni Didi, and then we are chanting Hanuman Chalisa, then we'll depart. So welcome Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. जय श्री कृष्ण.
Thank you very much, Didi. Your melodious voice we have heard, and Krishna Vande Jagat Guru to all. Now we are chanting Hanuman Chalisa.
Thank you also, Pranav Bhaiya, for your pleasant presence throughout this session.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
Now I, Pranav Pancholi, take your permission to see you all in next